Landowner Group Voice Authority, Electoral Commission pilots updated electoral roll exercise.
This is National EMTV News with Lorraine Gabina.
Good evening, I'm Lorraine Gabina with Saturday's news. In a bid to establish their authority as the voice of the PDL-8 landowners in PNG LNG project, chairmen of 3 Angora clans have established a leadership committee. Yesterday, they launched this committee while signing a memorandum of understanding that showed that they are united in their efforts to be recognized as the legitimate leaders of the Angora people who host the 3 wellheads of the PNG LNG project.
The leadership committee is made up of the chairman of the 4 clans that host the 3 wellheads in the area. Chairman of the leadership committee, John Akipe, says the lack of collaboration in the past has left them missing out on certain benefits in the first part of the LNG project.
However, we were not organized enough to see the BDG, which is still in court, IDG, we've never seen one, impact funds or project meant for Angora over the years as captured in the UBS and LBBSA.
The chairman said they have been recognized under the alternate dispute resolution team as the genuine landowners of the wellhead tenement area.
It's good that we must work united and work one. Now stop good and like good benefits good like replacement plan.
They say the establishment of this leadership committee will mitigate disputes.
We have strong views on many issues at the PDL-8 and therefore resolve to address these issues with the stakeholders through the Angora Wellhead Leadership Committee. We are united, committed to claim rightfully what is ours.
The PNG LNG project has been plagued with many landowner disputes. This has left a backlog of court cases lodged in the national courts over landowner rights of the project. This initiative by Angora landowners show how landowners are looking for innovative ways of ensuring genuine landowners are still recognized while the government struggles to catch up with the formal recognition. Jack Lapave Jr., National EMTV News.
Meanwhile, a landowner in the Juha area of the PNG LNG project says the landowner identification process failed before the UBSA and LBBSA was signed in Kokopo. Herawa Agiwa said the Department of Petroleum and Energy failed this process, resulting in court sanctions and tasking Judge Kandakasi to continue the process. Mr. Agiwa made the statement following the recent shutdown and demands by landowners on the outstanding benefits and royalties.
The Juha leaders expressed dissatisfaction yesterday, stating that the clan vetting process has failed landowners in receiving what they deserve in royalty and high-impact projects. They say the government failed its part in completing this process, resulting in the ongoing landowner grievances.
The state and developer holding up identify with the true power ground before anything else. This way, come out. All handpicking or man lo street lo must be anyway or several or man is lo kobo all get the money ego signing this agreement lo kobo.
The Juha leaders say with the mounting court battles over land ownership and clan identification, it is critical to learn from this lesson and move forward.
Now me bla papa giran istabia me bla farna long or get lo this la and now we are making me.
This week, landowners in the PDL 1 and 7 area of the LNG project in Hela protested peacefully, forcing 2 processing plants to shut down. Komomagarima MP Francis Potape says the government must now hand over the benefits to landowners and stop making promises.
What they're saying is, just give us the money. We don't want to know where it is and how it is. When the state is getting its share, when the other partners are getting their share, the landowners wanted their share to improve their livelihood.
For now, Judge Kandakasi is leading the alternate dispute resolution team to complete clan vetting process, but has halted due to funding issues. Jack Lapave Jr., National EMTV News.
The University of Goroka Council has temporarily suspended the Student Representative Council. Chancellor Dr. Joseph Sukuyanom said this is to allow a configuration of the SRC. The UOG Council will also be implementing the entry examination for the 2017 enrollment as directed by a National Executive Council decision following student unrest in the 3 leading government universities.
We are spearheading it, and we are suspending the SRC as of the decision this afternoon.
Open to lowering our standard, lowering our criteria, and therefore it's left for anybody to abuse. Maybe the events of the past is an indication that entrance criteria has been lowered or has been compromised.
Police from the Morbe Rural have arrested 6 suspects for cultivation of drugs and the possession of a firearm following an early morning raid at Winima village outside of Wau town. Police were attending to separate cases of arson and rape when they stumbled upon the cache of harvested marijuana and a small cultivation where the suspects were residing. One of the suspects had set his parents' house on fire over a dispute resource revenues. Police also confiscated his homemade gun, a bullet, and as well as sugar and yeast meant for the production of homebrew. The suspects will appear in court this week. The Morbe provincial government has come forward to support the coffee cupping competition, which will be held in Leh next week. 50,000 kina will be used to help stage the coffee cupping competition, which will see the attendance of international judges from coffee-producing countries. Morbe's coffee cooperatives are expected to take center stage as attention focuses on quality of the various brews. Morbe is currently rated 2nd in the country in terms of coffee exports. Much of the coffee produced in Morbe is organic. The signing of an agreement between a local contractor and the Motu Koita Assembly will see the construction of the biggest lakatoi for the 2016 Hiri Moale Festival. The lakatoi, or traditional watercraft, will be 16 meters long and will take 2 weeks to build. Local contractor Tau Letiu is confident the lakatoi will be completed come September.
A lagatoi is a traditional watercraft that Motuans used for trading in the past. To date, it remains an important icon for the Motuans.
We know time is on us. Normally, it's a 12 weeks period to allow the contractor to get himself organized with the lakatoi and the actual construction takes place.
The annual celebration of the Hiri Moale Festival is a reminder of the trading lifestyle Motuans lived in the past. Every year, the festival is staged at Ella Beach. For 2016, it will be celebrated on the 28th of September. It will include over 20 Motuan women competing for the Hanenamo, or the Motuan Beauty Queen title.
The construction. We basically, because we had to go through the construction and find materials. So much of our time will be spent on collecting materials. The construction itself will only be for 2 weeks.
So far, the festival has received financial assistance from the Leh Biscuit and the National Capital District Commission. Thakla Gunga, National EMTV News.
And still ahead in the news, Central Villages trial the revised electoral roll. Potape welcomes decision on Hela, and business houses take part in the Daffodil Challenge. Welcome back to National EMTV News. Irupara and Hula villages in the Rigo district were privileged to be the first to try the revised electoral roll update exercise yesterday. The Electoral Commissioner said this is the first of 3 other provinces, including East New Britain and Alotau, where the project has already been launched for trial.
The villagers lined up at a central location to update their data in the common roll last revised 5 years ago. Prior to this exercise, forms were left for individuals to fill and submit. That proved to be a problem when ghost names and duplications started surfacing. To avoid that, this exercise required verification of each individual by a ward councillor with the assistance of poll agents before an LLG supervisor approved the data as valid. The revised electoral roll update exercise has been decentralized, meaning the responsibility has now been shifted to the provincial level.
What's going to happen is that after the enrollment forms are completed, they will be brought into the provincial headquarters and we'll set up the systems. The third level training will be for what we call DPOs, data processing officers. The data processing officers will be trained to enter the data into the computer system, and that should make up the role for Papua New Guinea.
18 other provinces have signed MOUs to provide assistance in carrying out similar role updating exercises in their provinces in terms of ICT, data processing and logistics. Negotiations with the Western, New Island and Gulf provinces are still underway. The Commissioner said with the country's recent economic status, the PNG-EC was forced to make cuts to its budgets from 192 million to 63 million kina. This makes provincial support essential.
Very good indications provinces are prepared to support us. The areas of investment we are encouraging provinces to do is support in terms of ICT, if they can purchase. Otherwise, we'll be providing the ICT equipments. If they are not supporting in ICT, then they support in terms of data processing.
Kamato anticipates the role updates for other provinces to commence in September and wind down as early as December for smaller provinces and in January at the latest for larger provinces. The data will eventually be submitted to the Electoral Commission's headquarters in Port Moresby, where the rolls will be advertised for objections prior to elections. Melissa Gaviro, National EMTV News.
The Electoral Commissioner also affirmed that the national and LLG elections will not be held separately, as is the case. Election dates for next year are set to commence on the 20th of April for the issue of writs and end on July 24th when the writs are returned.
There will be no election for the president in the coming election. There will be basically 3 elections. Number 1 is the ward councillors election. Number 2 will be the open members election. And number 3 is the regional members election. So there will be 3 elections conducted. Now the government has decided that we will conduct 2 elections together, the national and the LLG elections together.
The decision by Prime Minister Peter O'Neill not to conduct a by-election for the Hela provincial seat has been welcomed by Komo Magarima MP Francis Potape. In a statement yesterday, MP Potape said the court ruling for Deputy Governor Thomas Potape to remain as the provincial political head must be respected. He said the decision must be respected by members of the Hela Assembly.
Following the swearing-in of 2 separate Hela governors on 5th July 2016 and the endless battle over the Hela provincial seat, Prime Minister Peter O'Neill ruled out the option for a by-election in Parliament. Yesterday, Komo Magarima MP Francis Potape welcomed the decision, stating both the Parliament and the courts have spoken. MP Potape also praised the decision by National Court Judge Colin McKyle for Deputy Governor Thomas Potape to remain as the political head before a decision will be handed down by the courts on August 24th.
We welcome the decision of the judge. The judge wanted to be fair. He wanted to listen to both sides of the argument, and then we'll hand down the decision.
The Komo Magarima MP also condemned the announcement by Deputy Prime Minister Sir Leo Dion ruling Philip Undialu as governor.
This statement, we are rejecting it because there are many things which are not true. You don't sneak out one-page letter and then later you release out a statement like this. This is a cover-up job.
Hela Deputy Governor Thomas Potape also called on MP Undialu to stop making misleading statements as Hela is facing many issues at hand.
This newspaper I'm come to when come good. I'm rubbish. This let me know through these people come out on this Deputy Prime Minister's office. I think someone else put me and cover up.
In a separate decision yesterday, Ulia President Eric Yawas was also clarified as the Ulia President and a member of the Ella Assembly.
Minister now Department Secretary must have also this la kotoda staff me respect la kotoda na and the President all must have this la do.
The Como leaders also demanded the government to respond to the petition presented by the PDL1 and 7 landowners, stating the resource owners deserve their cut to the multi-billion project. Jack Lapave Jr., National EMTV News.
And to take us to sports, the annual Daffodil Corporate Golf Challenge yesterday attracted business houses in Port Moresby and Lae to raise funds for the Cancer Foundation. All Surge Communications Manager Ruth Waram said all proceeds will go towards awareness and fighting cancer in PNG.
Being the 14th year for the Golf Challenge, Waram said the aim is to help raise funds to help PNG Cancer Foundation conduct awareness and administer treatment throughout PNG. She said cancer treatment is really expensive and funds raised will go towards making it possible for cancer patients to receive treatment.
It's a battle that's claiming a lot of lives in Papua New Guinea. It's not cheap to treat cancer patients, so the more awareness we can create to prevent people from contracting cancer, the better.
Most of the corporate houses that took part in this one-day challenge have been part of this fundraising drive since its inception.
We've had really good support every year from the Port Moresby business community, so I'd like to also take this opportunity on behalf of the sponsor and also on behalf of the PNG Cancer Foundation to thank the Port Moresby business community for partnering with Oil Search every year for 14 years in this battle. It's a battle that's claiming a lot of lives in Papua New Guinea.
Meanwhile, in support of the cause, PNG Hunters and Kumul's match jerseys signed by players were also auctioned. Denny Rose Raiko, National EMTV News.
Trukai Sports is next.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome to Trukai Sports. At 25, Michael Phelps is the highest Olympic gold medalist in history, winning more medals alone than 174 countries. Some of the countries he's gone past in the process include Austria with 19 gold medals, Argentina with 18, Jamaica with 17, Iran with 15, the Czech Republic with 14, Mexico with 13, and more than double that of India with 9.
When he was 15 years old, Phelps dreamed about one day winning a gold medal at the Olympics. With his Thursday evening victory in the 200-meter individual medley at the Rio Games, he has now 22 of them and counting. In his 5th Olympics, he has enough gold medals to further cement his status as the most decorated Olympian of all time, and somehow even more impressively, enough individual wins to break a more than 2,000-year-old Olympic record set by Leonidas of Rhodes in 152 BC. As of Friday, Phelps has an overall tally of 27 medals, 22 gold, 3 silver and 2 bronze, of which 4 golds and 1 silver are spoils from the Rio Games. Vanessa Knight, EMTV World Sports.
And that ends Trukai Sports. The weather details when we come back.
Trukai Sports. Trukai Sports.
Taking a look at the weather forecast for tonight and tomorrow. In the southern region, chance of light rain and showers developing in Port Moresby, a chance of rain and drizzles developing in Daru and Kerma, a shower or two and thunderstorms in Alotau, and cloudy periods for Popondetta. And that's the way it is this Saturday, the 13th of August 2016. From the news team, pleasant viewing. Good night.